Barbara Comstock, former, I think, Republican representative. I think she was out of Virginia. She gave Marc Lotter, who was a former special assistant to the president, sort of a piece of her mind. These are two Republicans going after it about Donald Trump. And she told him a few unfortunate or inconvenient truths. And it's funny how a lot of these Trumpsters are bold in the statements that they make. But you know what? With her soft-spokenness, I think she was plain and got the message across. I want you to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
You can get your Bibles usually at a church free. You can also get it online free. On Amazon, I think the best-selling one is probably about $15. So get them a lot cheaper than that. But also, in very serious terms, you showed this earlier, on Good Friday, Donald Trump was very viciously posting that very ugly post that you showed earlier, a bound Joe Biden in the back of that truck. I mean, that was on the day where Christians, are commemorating the crucifixion of Jesus. That's when Donald Trump thought he would post that very ugly, violent picture. So this is very serious because, we know when Donald Trump does these kind of violent, very unchristian things, they have consequences. And you have his supporters do ugly things and threaten people. So that's much more serious and unchristian and dangerous. And these kind of things aren't spoken out about, and people aren't asked to respond on those. And I think we need to see responses from people on those kind of actions.
Do you want to respond to that at all?
Well, I think so much is being made of a video posted on social media. That's literally
but
what
your
this
former colleagues,
is.
Your former colleagues at the White House, people who've spoken out against Donald Trump, have gotten attacked. People sometimes show up and attack them at their home, threaten them, and threats are made against them. So, this is a real.
If we want to have a serious discussion about political violence, and I think we should have a serious discussion.
The kind of
but I would
political violence where he wants to let those people out of jail and
I would also remind you that you had the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and a squad member talking about unrest in our streets. You've had entertainers who have talked about assassinating President Trump, blowing up the White House.
Never a president
we
who
need
wants
to talk
to
about.
pardon
We need to talk
people.
about. We need to talk about political violence on both sides, and when it is only attacked and questioned on one, it rings hollow.
We have never had a president of the United States who has said he would pardon people who have attacked our Capitol Police and said he would let them free. And we've had people excuse that. And that's coming from Donald Trump.
Doug, I want to bring you in here because what we just witnessed are two Republicans having a very real debate, a very passionate one about some of the things that Donald Trump is doing. That is the kind of anger at Donald Trump that the Biden campaign is trying to harness.
That's why Mike Pence, your former boss, is not supporting Donald Trump.
And what the Biden campaign is doing, and I'm going to play a clip from a new digital ad, is trying to get people who voted for Nikki Haley in the primaries to come vote for Joe Biden.
Nikki Haley has made an unholy alliance with rhinos, never-Trumpers, Americans for no prosperity. There aren't that many never-Trumpers anymore.
How do you bring these Nikki Haley voters back into the tent?
I'm not sure we need too many.
Yeah, look, the fact that we're having this conversation shows how toxic Trump has become with mainstream Republicans.
The answer is Donald Trump, and they will come back for that.
Final quick word.
We're better off now than we were 4 years ago.
Look, I know what the polls are saying. The polls are saying this election is close. The polls are giving Donald Trump a real chance of winning the election, and Democrats are hyperventilating, etc. Look, I am going to say this, and I'm going to put myself out on a limb. I have more faith that Americans are going to look at a bit more self-interest in the late summer when we're getting closer to the election in the fall. I cannot fathom the belief that any marginally thinking American would actually see Donald Trump as a viable alternative to President Biden. I think ultimately they're going to get the picture and they're going to ask themselves if they really, really want to take the risk and put us through 4 years of a nutcase. Because by now, People are seeing this guy as an unhinged nutcase. They're tried their best to make excuses, like this clown that we just heard. Try like best to create false equivalencies, etc. Eventually, it gets to people. Will it get there in time? I actually think it will. And I don't think this is going to be a close election. Everybody's scared that this is going to be a close election that's really close in the swing states, etc. I don't think so. I am getting that feeling that we're looking for a landslide. And remember what I said during the 2022 midterm. I said that red wave that they were thinking about wasn't going to happen. And in fact, I said I thought we would have kept the House. Had the New York folks done their jobs, we would have kept the House. Had the folks in New York done what we said to do and not try to be Republican light in many of their cases, we would have won and held on to the House. But you know how a whole lot of these neoliberals are. They don't want to associate themselves too closely with that which most Americans want, and that is progressive values. Because again, it may offend their benefactors, right? But anyhow, so folks, it's great seeing these two Republicans go at it. It's great to see Comstock take the moral position. I think we're not to be scared. The landslide is coming.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.